It was a Tuesday, just like any other Tuesday. The sun was shining, birds sang outside my window, nothing felt out of place. Until it did. The news came like a whisper at first, then it roared like a freight train, tearing through my heart. Love, it seemed, had left the station without me. The world kept moving, people went about their days, but my world stood still. It was like watching a movie where the sound cuts out. People were moving their lips, but I couldn't hear anything. I felt numb. It was as if all the color had drained from my life, leaving everything gray and muted. Denial was my first visitor. It swept in like a warm blanket, shielding me from the harsh reality. He couldn't be gone. Not really. This was just a bad dream. I clung to this hope, this illusion of normalcy, for as long as I could. But denial, like all visitors, eventually had to leave. And then came the anger. It burned hot and fierce, consuming everything in its path. How could he do this to me? What had I done wrong? I raged against the unfairness of it all, the injustice that felt so personal, so deliberate. The tears flowed freely then, a release valve for the pressure building inside me. Sadness clung to me like a shadow, a constant companion in my solitude. Friends reached out, their voices filled with concern. They offered words of comfort and advice, but their words seemed to bounce off me, their meaning lost in the storm raging within. I retreated into myself, seeking solace in the familiar. Books became my refuge, their words a balm to my wounded soul. Music filled the empty spaces, its melodies echoing the turmoil in my heart. Each song a reflection of my pain, my anger, my confusion. I let myself feel it all. The rawness, the vulnerability, the utter devastation. I stopped trying to fight it, to pretend I was okay. I allowed myself to fall apart. Section 4. Finding my footing. Days turned into weeks. The sharp edges of my grief began to soften. The world slowly started to regain its color. I knew I couldn't stay lost in the darkness forever. I had to find a way back to myself, to the light. I started small, a walk in the park, sunlight filtering through the leaves, the simple act of breathing in and out, a reminder that I was alive. I began to reconnect with the things that once brought me joy. Cooking, painting, writing, each stroke, each word a step towards healing. Section 5. The gift of self-reflection. In the quiet moments of reflection, I began to see the cracks in my own foundation. The unhealthy patterns, the compromises I had made, the parts of myself I had neglected. The pain of heartbreak had become a mirror, reflecting back the truth I had been avoiding. I realized that my worth was not tied to another person's love. My value came from within. It was time to rebuild, to create a life I loved for me. I started saying yes to new experiences, stepping outside my comfort zone. I learned to trust myself, to listen to my intuition. Section 6. A helping hand. Talking to a therapist was a turning point. It provided a safe space to unpack the emotional baggage I had been carrying for so long. She helped me see the situation with more clarity, to understand my own role in the breakdown of the relationship. Most importantly, she reminded me that I was not alone. There were others who understood the pain, the confusion, the overwhelming sense of loss. She gave me the tools I needed to navigate this difficult chapter and to emerge stronger on the other side.